Hello chess friends, and prepare yourself for one of the best chess games you have seen in your whole life. And this is not a false promise. I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy this video. Let's see this legend, the Indian chess legend Viswanathan Anand playing against Teimour Radjabov in Dubai 2002. Teimour Radjabov is with the white pieces and starts the game with d4, and we have knight f6, c4, e6, and after knight to f3, b6, the queen's Indian defense here from Viswanathan Anand, just preparing to develop the bishop in this long light square diagonal. a3 was played, bishop to b7, and now knight to c3 developing, and white is just trying to build a strong center, but the e4 squares controlled here from by Anand. So d5 was played, and it seems rather strange to put the pawn in front of the bishop, but this is not a fixed pawn, and the bishop will be wide open really soon. So c takes d5, now knight takes d5, not blocking this light square diagonal, and now queen to c2, knight takes c3, bait takes c3, and now knight to d7, just developing. e4, building a very strong center here, the classical center, and now bishop to e7, preparing to castle, bishop to d3, and first c5, already attacking the center. Castle, castle, so both players secure their kings, and now bishop to b2, connecting rooks, and putting this bishop in this very dangerous diagonal. Rook to c8, putting the rook in the same column as the queen, and now queen e2, avoiding all kinds of attacks. And here's c4. What is Viswanathan Anand doing here? Because you most of the times don't want to advance this pawn and allow this very strong center here for white. So already an incredible move, and by the way, the pawn can be captured. So Teimour Radjabov captures the pawn, but now the point, the queen is overloaded because it's defending c4 and also defending e4. So Anand captures the pawn, bishop takes e4, and here if queen takes, then simply rook takes. So, but the problem is bishop to a6 was played now, and what can Anand do here? Because now his rook is attacked and also the bishop is attacked, and there's no way the bishop can go back defending the rook. So the next move is kind of forced. Bishop takes knight, attacking the queen, and the game continued with queen takes f3, and now the rook is attacked, and rook to c7, just protecting the rook. Rook from a to d1, Teimour Radjabov improves the position of his rook in the same column as the queen. Bishop to d6 was played, and now bishop to d3, just improving the position of the bishop here, already pointing to the king side. And here b5 from Viswanathan Anand. What a move! What a special move! And this pawn cannot be captured, because if bishop takes c4, which was not played in the game, queen to b8 is bringing really too much trouble here for white. Of course, c4 can be played, but after a6 is really not easy. Of course, you can capture the knight. This is not a very easy situation here to evaluate, so a lot of counterattacks here for black. So that's why in this position Teimour Radjabov decided not to capture this pawn and rather play rook from f to e1, now improving the position of this rook, developing this rook. Now every piece has been developed, and Viswanathan Anand follows with a6, now protecting the pawn on b5, a4 attacking this pawn structure, b takes a4, and now c4, and here Teimour Radjabov has a lot of space here on the queen side. Queen b8 was played, lining up this attack here on h2 after you remove the rook, and also attacking here the bishop on b2, which is undefended. So bishop to a1, Teimour Radjabov has to spend the tempo here protecting the bishop, and now rook to d8 was played, keeping the possibility to attack on h2 for later on in the game. So the rook here is very important to protect those pieces. So rook to e4 was played by Teimour Radjabov. Look at this position. It's really a double-edged position, because white is threatening all kinds of attacks here on the king side. This rook lift is just amazing, and it's just intimidating, but not for Anand. Vichy continues here with knight f6, now attacking the rook, and after rook to h4, you know, white is just pointing too many pieces. Sorry about that. White is just lining up and just putting too many pieces here on the attack. And here Anand calmly and coldly, cold-blooded follows with bishop to e7, and here rook to h3, now removing the rook from this diagonal, and here h6, trying to protect the king side. Rook to b1, now attacking the queen, and here Viswanathan Anand continues with a brilliant move here in the position, brilliant move. Now look at this position, it's really hard to find a move here for black. Queen a2 is possible, just offering the exchange of the queens, but the best move in this position and the winning move here in the position is just amazing. It's just amazing. Rook takes c4. Rook takes c4. What is going on? Of course, you're trying to decoy the bishop, because if the bishop takes the rook, then queen takes rook, and followed by queen takes bishop, and white would be a piece up and winning. But the problem is what you do after rook takes queen, which by the way was played in the game. Rook takes b8, and now Viswanathan Anand has just sacrificed the rook, and he continues with a very forcing continuation. Rook to c1 check. It's checkmate. No, it's not. The bishop can go back. Oh no, I just lost my queen and it was not checkmate. No, that's not what happened in this game. Of course, Anand has everything under absolute control, and he continues with rook takes b8, and now he's threatening to checkmate Radjabov in a few moves. So he has to do something. Rook to bishop to c3 was played, and after rook from b to b1, wow, what do you do now? Queen d3. Queen a8 was also possible, and after bishop to f8 and queen to a6, protecting the bishop was another possibility. But it's just not safe in the position anyway. Queen to d3 was played, and what do you do now? Not capturing the bishop. This would lead to an unclear position where you get back your queen and you have this passed pawn, but it's not really clear how to continue, and if black with the best game maybe can draw. I don't know if black can win, something like that. So Anand preferred not to go to those unclear situations and started pushing this pawn. Look at this. He sacrificed the queen, put both rooks here under pressure on the back rank, and now start pushing the passed pawn. How beautiful is that? Queen takes a6, and now a2. Now just going, following with this pawn. And the pawn cannot be captured because rook takes f1 would be checkmate. So the game continued with a g4. Now allowing the king to escape and threatening to capture and sacrifice the bishop and try to play this position. After all, white has a queen. So rook takes f1 and queen takes f1. And now not rook takes queen, because after king takes and knight takes g4, for example, again, it's not clear if black can draw this or win this. Most probably black cannot win this because the pawn is just controlled, and there's no way to cover, to help on promoting this pawn. So that's why Anand did not capture the queen, but rather played knight to e4. Look at this, attacking the bishop, which is the piece that is defending the promotion square. So now how do we defend this bishop? Bishop to a1, and you cannot capture the bishop because it's protected by the queen. So in this game, Anand goes with the only winning move. If you want to pause the video and try to find the winning move, it's a very nice move, and I hope you have found the only winning move in this position. Knight to d2, and in this position Teimour Radjabov resigned here the game. He resigned because there's nothing left to do. Let's take a look at the possibilities. The queen is attacked, and for example, if king to g2, now trying to escape with the queen will just be captured by the knight, and now the bishop is attacked and the pawn is promoting. So rook to c3 could be possibly played, but rook takes a1, and black is just too much material up, and white has no counter attack and no compensation. So I promised this would be probably one of the best chess games that you have ever seen in your whole life. I hope I have kept my promise. I hope you have enjoyed this. And let's take a look at the stats on the chess.com report. to see the accuracy of the players, and here we got a 93.2% accuracy here for Viswanathan Anand with a brilliant move here. And oh, of course, Teimour Radjabov, very strong player, very nice accuracy, but rook takes c4 was simply just too much for Teimour Radjabov to handle, and we had this beautiful game. So that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much for your audience, and see you next video.